isa sa mga bansa na malakas ang soft power is Korea. That's really what soft power is about. It's influencing. No? There's really a way of promoting the country without hard selling.
Magandang araw po sa kanilang lahat at welcome to this edition of The Sun Podcast. Alam niyo po, ang gusto nating makapanayam dito sa The Sun Podcast ay iba't ibang aspeto ng buhay ng isang tao. At isa sa pinakamahalagang aspeto ng ating kabuhayan ay ang atong kultura, ang atong history, ang science, for example. And today, we have our guest, the Secretary General for the Philippines of UNESCO. Magandang araw sa iyo, Ivan Henares.
Magandang araw, Tito.
Alam mo, hangang-hanga ako sa mga post mo sa Facebook. Especially yung suot-suot mo ngayon. Na parang meron kang mensaheng binibigay mo sa mga tao mo. Na parang when you walk, you are a walking advertisement of UNESCO, the culture, 'di ba? What do you do that in purpose?
I mean, yes, of course. Ako ay nangongolekta ng mga Philippine textile at ito ay aking sinusuot sa aking mga araw-araw na mga engagements. No? So, this is something I do to help promote our traditional textiles, traditional weavers.
Kagagaling mo lang sa ibang bansa. So kahit malamig, nagsusuot ka ng suot Pilipino?
Depende sa depende dun sa venue. Like, for example, kung ang venue ay indoors at ang report ko ay tungkol sa Pilipinas, nagbabarong ako. Although, syempre, may option naman na mag-suit as most people who attend would wear. But ako, I really choose to showcase our Filipino attire when I attend these international meetings.
Now, ikaw kasi, matagal na kitang sinusundan. Medyo yung landas mo ay varied as the colors of the cloth that you are wearing. Pero now, you are with UNESCO. Pinlano mo ba yan?
Well, itong pagiging Secretary General ko ng UNESCO National Commission ay temporary lang kasi seconded ako. I am still a full-time member of the Faculty of UP Diliman, no?
What does it mean ay seconded?
Seconded, parang pinahiram ako ng UP sa Department of Foreign Affairs kasi ako ay na-appoint ng presidente para maging Secretary General ng UNESCO National Commission. So dahil ang UP ay State University, pwedeng pahiramin ng UP
Ganun ba?
ng DFA. Pero yun nga, may limits yun. So hindi naman ako magtatagal dito sa UNESCO National Commission. After ma-fulfill ko yung secondment limits, ay babalik na rin ako sa UP.
So, pag ikaw ay Secretary General ng Philippine Commission for UNESCO, anong ibig sabihin nun?
Well, yung UNESCO National Commission of the Philippines, ito ay ang liaison agency, no? So our role as the National Commission, kasi lahat ng members ng UNESCO may National Commission, no?
Okay.
Lahat ng membro ng UNESCO headed by a Secretary General, no? And ang trabaho ng mga National Commission ay to serve as a liaison between the government and UNESCO. So lahat ng mga commitments natin sa UNESCO with regard to its 5 thrusts, which include education, culture, natural sciences, social sciences, and communication information. Marami tayong mga commitments dun sa body, no? Yun yung aming tinututukan. Sinisigurado namin na nagagawa natin ang mga commitments natin at of course, nakikinabang din dapat tayo dun sa mga programa ng UNESCO. So para kaming liaison, advisory, government agency.
So, ang pagkakaalam ko, ang UNESCO is a special body. Parang may General Assembly,
Yes.
may Security Council, meron kang World Health Organization. So, meaning to say, nag-gather rin lahat ng mga Secretary General ng iba't ibang membro ng UNESCO.
Meron, may mga panahon na kami ay nagsasama-sama, no, doon sa headquarters ng UNESCO sa Paris, no. At kung meron mang kailangang mga meetings, kung hindi man in person, online, kami rin ay tumutulong sa ating permanent delegation sa pag-attend ng mga meetings ng UNESCO kung saan man ang mga ito. So one of our jobs is representation also, to make sure that we are there to represent the country in these meetings.
So when you do that, what is the Filipino sa ibang bansa? Siyempre 'di ba 'pag dadating kayo sa isang lugar, anong nakikita nila? Anong imahe, 'di ba? What image you think the Filipino should portray when you are in the international stage? At ano yung pagkapakilala nila sa atin?
Well, I mean, they've always known us to be very active in the organizations. In fact, sa UNESCO ngayon ay bahagi tayo ng tinatawag na executive board, no?
Oh.
At may mga ibang bodies also within UNESCO na tinatakbuhan natin ngayon, no? So we are very active in the international community. Of course, when we participate in these meetings, we always make sure that the country's interests are always protected, no? Kaya nga kailangan nandun tayo sa mga meetings para mabantayan ng lahat ng mga pinag-uusapan at matutukan natin ang mga pulisiya na ipinapasa ng mga organisasyon ng UNESCO, no? So this is why we have to be there. We have to monitor. We also have to look at what other countries are doing. Binabantayan natin yung mga sinasubmit din nila kung ito ba ay may issue sa atin, no? At yan ang role ng National Commission, together of course with our mother agency, the Department of Foreign Affairs, no? So we are an attached agency of the DFA.
So anong nakukuha ng bansa? Anong benepisyo sa atin, no? As a country, as a people, or even to the individual, ano yung benefit niyan?
I think kailangan kasi natin makita yung kahalagahan ng soft power, no?
Soft power. Ano
Yeah,
yung
it's
soft power?
basically it's soft power cultural diplomacy, no? How we are able to influence the global community through indirect triggers, no? Like for example, ang isa sa mga bansa na malakas ang soft power is Korea. They are able to earn billions of dollars by promoting their music.
Skincare?
No, their music groups. Yeah, the music groups and their films, no? And people are going to Korea because they are promoting it in that way, through soft power, no? Through the media, through entertainment, through cinema, through music, no? And because it's not just, you know, when you promote the country, it's not just, you know, direct investment, no? Or yung mga ganong klaseng kailangan meron kang meron kang ibang pamamaraan para anyaya ng mga tao, and even investments, no, to come in to the country. So kaya isa sa mga magandang model ng soft power ay ang Korea.
Ang Korea. Baka naman dahil maputi sila or nagpapaputi.
Hindi, syempre kasama sa soft power yan, na they also promote these kinds of products, no? And that's really what soft power is about. It's influencing, no? Without having to directly, how do I say this, or force yourself on people. Kung nakikita ng global community ang nangyayari sa Korea, na maganda ang Korea, na, you know, may mga grupo sila na ganito. In fact, sa UNESCO, ang isa sa mga ambassadors ay isang singing group. So because they know the influence, they see the influence of these groups and individuals. So yan ang natin. When we look at these international meetings, we're looking at soft power, but at the same time we're looking at after what we are trying to get out of these organizations.
So ngayon, since meron tayong binanggit mo na meron tayong isang model ng isang bansa na napakalakas ng kanilang soft power, ano yung direksyon ng Pilipinas para magkaroon din ng soft power instead of fragile power?
Well, nakadepende talaga yan sa sa pulisiya ng liderato natin, no? I know that there are moves to start looking into that. In fact, we have a soft power plan that has been developed by the Department of Foreign Affairs. I think it's still in the works right now, no? But more than a plan kasi even the private sector has to pitch in, eh.
Okay.
Dito 'no, like I mean sa Korea ang film industry malaki ang ambag niya at
Hmm.
saka entertainment industry. So we have to look at things that the Philippines, can really showcase that will, attract global attention. I mean like the Thais for example, their soft power would be their cuisine. You go to any other country in the world, there's Thai cuisine, 'no?
Mhm.
Uh, and it attracts people from the country itself, hindi katulad nung mga Filipino restaurants abroad ang na-attract niya puro Pinoy, 'no?
Okay.
But the Thais, if you look at the Thai restaurants in different countries, they really attract the local, population. So, it's ano, it's really, there's really a way of promoting the country without hard selling it, eh.
Baka sa atin meron tayong isang soft power biglang pumasok sa isip ko, our labor.
Puwede. In fact, one of the things na pinag-uusapan niya is kailangan kung paano ma-harness ang ating labor force abroad, 'no? Pero hindi siya gano'n kadali kasi you also have to prepare them for that, 'no? Kasi, when you talk about soft power, the way that they bring themselves, 'no, doon sa mga bansa na 'yon, kailangan walang mga issues, 'no? Eh, paano kung mag-TNT?
Alam mo yung I'm talking of those who really go through
Yeah, of course,
the
of course.
legal,
The legal, oo.
avenues, right?
Hmm.
Kasi, being in the travel industry, merong mga nagpapatulong tapos bago sila makaalis, meron tinatawag na PDOS na half day. And I'm like, anong nangyayari do'n? Sorry for mentioning this, but nagbebentahan ng kung ano-ano. Hindi talaga sila nabibigyan ng pagkakataon to properly assimilate in a particular country. But because our labor is really in demand,
Yes.
no? Because we are professionals, we're courteous, yung we put our best foot forward when we are abroad. And even when visitors come to the country,
I think yun
nagpapasikat.
na nga, eh, pero yung mindset ng
Oo.
ating workers pagka nandun siyempre kailangan, alam din nila na may role sila to promote the Philippines, 'no?
Right.
I mean, yes, they're nice people, they're very, welcoming and ano, but what do they say about the Philippines? That's something that we have to take into consideration, no?
Matraffic, tapos ang dami, we put our country down, our people down, di ba?
Exactly. So,
Basura,
So
yun
I
yung
mean you have potential soft power with our foreign workers, but are they really saying good stuff about the country? And that's what we need to look into. I mean it's there, it's potential, but it needs to be really studied. And how do we convince these people to say something good about the
Mhm.
country when they're abroad? I think we can bring in the UN Sustainable Development Goals, no, how to change the mindset of people about with a lot of things, no,
Mhm.
their goals in life, and making sure that we have a sustainable future, no, and that's something that we need to change, no, that mindset here in the Philippines kasi we're very short term.
Mhm.
Hindi natin nakikita yung, long-term effects ng mga ginagawa natin. Oo, kumikita tayo ngayon, pero in the future mawawala yan, 'no? So, in fact, in one of my studies, 'no, that we were doing, the Philippines was the biggest provider of lumber, during the American period, 'no? In fact, we're doing a study on that right now. But what happened was the difference between the Philippines and say Myanmar, no, the teak industry in Myanmar is that there were guidelines in the teak industry in Myanmar that every tree that you cut you had to replace.
Mhm.
No, here in the Philippines, when they cut the trees, basically nothing happened. No, and you go to other countries, even their forestry is also that way. It's regenerative. No, and what happened here in the Philippines when the trees were gone, the industry died, everyone lost their jobs, and the forests were left like wastelands, no?
Mhm.
Kaya hindi siya yung sustainable, no? And that's what we need to teach in school, no? That if we want a better country, if we want better systems, no, we have to look at the future. We have to look at sustainability.
Kasi, for example, 'no, kung nakikita natin yung soft power ng Korea, as you mentioned, na na-expose tayo sa kanilang cuisine, na-expose tayo sa pananamit. Even my kids, Mga best friends sila dun na two of my kids are national team sa climbing. May mga Koreano na nadadala nila sa mga ganyan. So, ah, meron bang assimilation not that I wanna be a Korean,
Yeah.
but the values that made them to be first world na ma-transmit sa atin. Hindi yung parang nanood lang tayo ng TV tapos nanonood tayo ng kanilang mga anong pangalan, BTS ba yun? Yung mga music nila,
Mhm.
kultura nila, hanggang hanggang ano lang ba yun? Parang showbiz lang na mapanood lang natin, ganun ba yun?
Well, yung nangyayari kasi sa Korea, ginagawa nila yung ganong klaseng mga, opportunities para nga maengganyo yung mga tao na pumunta sa kanila, which is what is happening,
So,
'no?
it's deliberate.
It's deliberate, and it's a billion-dollar industry, no? Even the performers, no? It's bringing, billions of dollars to Korea, no? I think that, there really should be a discussion about that in the Philippines. Hindi siya mangyayari ng magic, eh. Kailangan pinaplano talaga 'yan, eh, pinag-uusapan, and of course the quality. Hindi puwede yung babakya-bakyang level natin ng, entertainment, 'no? We need to level up the whole offering, 'no? Hindi puwede yung, nakikita natin ngayon, 'no? I don't think it's going to sell abroad, 'no? Even and we talk about our jokes kung minsan masyado mababaw, 'no, na
Mhm.
hindi hindi makukuha nung, ibang mga bansa, 'no? But, it's a deliberate effort, eh. And at the same time, the mindset of people here in the Philippines, you really have to ano, yung mahirap, eh, na sabihin mo na talagang for the greater good.
For the greater good.
For the greater good, eh. Yan yung ano dun, eh, hindi yung ano yung makukuha ko diyan, ano yung kikitain ko diyan or ano, it's really everyone talks and how can the country benefit because when the entire country benefits, we all benefit from it, 'no? So, it's really yung ganong mindset ang kailangan natin madala, eh, para maging isang first world, country tayo. Kasi right now we can see the, flood control, no? Everyone's just, it's
Hmm.
just, the whole situation is everyone's just taking advantage of all the systems, and of course, when you can take
Mhm.
advantage of this o makakuha ka ng kontrata na hindi naman nagagawa, 'di ba? It becomes this issue. So, I mean, going back to the Korea model, you want to be like them, we
Mhm.
have to ano, we have to start thinking about bigger things.
So, ito my first time in Korea was to accompany the whitewater rafting team of Cagayan de Oro. And then, this month, my wife and I will go because my son is leading the team on sports climbing. There's gonna be a World Cup competition na na-invite ang Philippines. And parang kailangan may purpose, 'di ba, yung biyahe natin. So, yung anak ko namang isa, siyempre bagong graduate. Tapos, bakit natin pinag-uusapan yung Korea? Ikaw nagsimula nun. Ah, Binigay siya ng 10 years
Hmm.
visa. Sabi ko, "Bakit 10 years visa mo? Ano bang gagawin mo dun?" Sinabi ko, "Manonood ako ng concert." Imagine. So, she goes there twice. Kung ano yung kinikita niya, iniipon niya yon para lang mapanood yung kanilang favorite boy band ba tawag dun?
I think so, yeah, oo.
Oh, imagine, a law student, a lawyer would, save money to go to Korea para manood lang ng concert. Gano'n yung power na sinasabi mo, soft but the influence is really strong.
It's really strong, and I mean, it goes back to why we started this conversation. When we participate in these international organizations, it's really soft power. How you are able to promote the country to all the other countries that are attending. No, in fact, we would bid to host meetings because we want them to come here and see the Philippines. We would set up exhibits in UNESCO. No,
Hmm.
for that matter, because there is really there's really a benefit to international relations, and of course promoting the country in these international organizations.
Are we cheap as a destination?
Yes and no. Yes, because the products and services are cheap. But no, because you can't travel around without having to deal with what expensive Grab rates or taxi rates.
Grab is expensive?
Oo, wala. I mean, you have public transportation in all
Wala
the
naman
other.
akong choice.
Oo,
Oo.
wala ka naman choice. Hindi naman well connected ang ating public transport network dun sa ibang bansa, especially like in Europe, no? The trams and the trains will bring you as close as possible
To your
to your
destination. Tas may oras
destination.
pa.
May
Alam mo kung
oras na
oras
susundan, oo.
dadating. Oo.
Tsaka kumbaga yun yung inano natin kasi masyado tayong nag-focus sa mga roads natin, no? Hindi natin naano yung public transportation.
Di contractor na naman niya.
Hindi na contractor. I think it was really the focus on cars rather than on public transportation. But yeah, I mean, the Philippines is relatively affordable. I mean, in fact, I think we are more affordable than say the Pacific or Africa, no? Because the reason why it's expensive there is because of the products are hard to bring there, no? So that's
Mhm.
why products and services are very expensive in these countries. So I was surprised. I was thinking it was going to be cheaper, but it's not actually.
Talaga?
Oo.
Oo. So, in terms of our culture, is it attractive? Like for example, marami tayong klaseng sayaw. From the ethnic all the way to the influence of Spain,
Mm.
400 years
But
of influence.
even if we have a lot of those,
Oh,
no one does it. Wala. I'll tell you, here in Metro Manila or even
oh.
in the Philippines, there's only one restaurant that does cultural shows.
Ah,
Yung
which is that?
the one, Barbara in Intramuros, wala namang gumagawa niyan eh, and no one's doing it. So even if we have a lot of cultural elements, no, that we can
Mm.
promote, no one's doing it. And that's why, because we're too focused on so many other things, hindi natin tinitignan niya yung potential nga ng tourism and of course the potential of culture to strengthen our tourism offerings.
Not to put other countries down, but you're correct there. Kasi parang sabi ko, nagbayad ako ng ganitong klaseng pagkain, tapos nagsayaw-sayaw sila ng gano'n. Parang mas magaling pa yung Pinoy. The way we do our, all this, the way we do our dance, yan, yung pananamit and all that. And even the language, that we are able to adapt to, naiintindihan natin, yung Hey Joe, basta puti. Pero hindi naman yan Amerikano, marami. But there has to be something, or maybe because ganito talaga tayo. Pwede ko ba sabihin yan?
I mean, yun ang kailangan natin pag-aralan. Bakit hindi natin siya ginagawa? Kasi punta ka ng Japan, hindi naman nahihiya yung mga babae mag-kimono in the street, di ba?
Mm.
Eh dito makakita ka bang nakaterno or nakabarong I mean, you'll wear a barong for office, no? But hindi mo makikita yung yung mga ganong klaseng kasuotan, no? I think it's really looking at why the Filipinos are straying away from their cultural elements and why they are embracing more Western elements. No, I mean, we're not saying that it's wrong. In fact, that's fine. But it's also a question of balancing that out. That's why, going back to what I was saying, yeah, we do have a lot of dances, but in Metro Manila, we only have one restaurant that offers that kind of cultural show.
Kasi dati merong restaurant sa sa Ermita ba 'yon?
I remember there was another restaurant niya in Malate area, pero wala na. It's just we're left with one. So even if we want to talk about our traditional music, songs, dances, promote it to tourists, in fact, I think that's a gap because that restaurant is fully booked every night
Wow.
because they're the only ones who offer this show.
O baka naman sinasabi nila because our nation, being a nation, is in a state of evolution pa. We're a young nation kasi nga dati tribo-tribo, island-island. So the process of having one nation like Korea, isang ano nga lang yan isang peninsula pero hati pa, di ba? What do you think of that? Does geography come into play when it comes to that?
Well, I mean, we can say a lot of things, no, but I think it's really trying to fix the mindset of the
Mm.
country that we are a country. We're not. I mean, I know how contentious language, for example, as an issue is. Uh, every region would say that they're not happy that there's a national language, no, or they're not happy that their language is not the national
Oo,
language, no.
hindi yan Pilipino, Tagalog yan.
Oo, so it's I think it's really that fragmented kind of mindset that we need to address. We are a nation of different cultures, but we're still one nation, and
Mm.
that's what we have to stress to everybody. So you can be Cebuano, Kapampangan, Ilocano, Hiligaynon, but at the same time, we're all Filipino. Oh, that's the ano there. Yan yung kailangan nating ayusin.
So ngayon, Ivan, maraming salamat po dahil nagsimula ako by noticing your barong at to close this, alam mo, magandang ano yan, pagpunta ko ng Korea, iisipin ko nga yung soft power na yan. But the thing there is how Filipinos are able to weave such cloth na iba-ibang kulay, but if you take it, is one whole.
Yes.
'Di ba? So we now end this podcast to talk about our culture, especially our representation at UNESCO. Mabuti naman at siya ang ipinahiram. Pero baka maging Secretary General yan ng UNESCO mismo. Alam mo naman, ang mga Pilipino gusto leader parati. Lahat tayo pala gusto natin parati tayong leader. But thank you, Ivan, for this opportunity. Alam ko na marami kang ginagawa. Ang layo pa ng pinanggalingan mo. So maraming salamat. As a parting word, Ivan.
Yun nga po, at maraming salamat dito at inibita mo ako ngayon. I'm really looking forward to seeing a country that is working together, no, to bring together and work together towards the sustainable development of the area. We have to start looking out for nation, not just ourselves.
Maraming salamat. See you in our next episode.